Summer's coming up and you might need some tech gadgets when you're traveling across the world and blowing your money or other people's money in an attempt to either find yourself or escape the crippling depression of real life. But anyway, enough about my life. Today we'll be looking at 3 tech gadgets under $100. We have the Cepitcs Universal Adapter, we have the Axgio truly wireless earbuds, and then we have a portable monitor from AOC. Alright, starting off cheap here, we have the $11.99 Universal Power Adapter from Cepitcs. This is a really well-built, portable travel adapter, and I gotta say, this is surprisingly more useful than I thought it was going to be. So this thing can take pretty much any plug you throw at it, whether it be from the US, Europe, Hong Kong, Australia, wherever. It's built so that it pretty much takes anything. On the side here, you also have USB ports right over here, and what essentially you do is you plug in your device and then you choose which region you're going to be using it in. So if you want Europe, there you go, there's your Europe plug. If you want to be in the UK or Hong Kong, there you go. And if you want to go to the good old US or Australia, there you go. Now, there are a couple issues I have with this thing on its own. The switch over here, it's not the best built. For 12 bucks, it's still pretty good. It does work, but it can get stuck from time to time. It does require a little bit of force. And speaking of force, sometimes plugging in certain things on this side requires like a lot of force to it. And there is a right way to plug in the US ones, by the way. There is a difference in the size right here. So that's a little bit annoying. But other than that, it's a fairly well constructed power adapter. Now, what you need to know is that this thing does not regulate voltage. And what I mean by that is in the USA, if you're from the USA, you'd know, hopefully, that it's about 110 volts regulated from the wall, whereas in Europe, it's 220. Now, we have different devices that regulate the voltage so we don't fry our devices, right? So this thing would be nice for a low-powered tablet or smartphone. But if you're wanting to bring a game console, a big computer, or anything like that to another country, I got bad news for you. You can use it, but always make sure to mind the temperature of your device. If it starts to get really hot, unplug it immediately. This is not a voltage regulator. There are voltage regulators on the market, but I wanted to find something that was fairly cheap for your smartphone, because a lot of the good voltage regulators are over 40 to 50 bucks. So yeah, it's a little bit pricey to travel nowadays, isn't it? But hey, this is a pretty good way if you're just bringing a smartphone and if you want to spend most of your time outside where you should. But yeah, pretty solid travel adapter, not too many complaints with it. Alright, so next up we have the Axgio Dash fully wireless Bluetooth earpiece set. This is available for $49.99 from Amazon.com, and these are really nifty in that they're fully wireless Bluetooth earbud set that doesn't suck. So you're getting about 3.5 hours of battery life out of each, which is not great, but you can use these independently just fine. You're just missing out on stereo. But what's nice is they have the full functionality in each one. So you're getting a microphone in each one. You're getting the full array of buttons for your media control. So you have pause and play track, you have skip, you have rewind, and you have volume control. The buttons are a little bit mushy, but other than that, it's fairly well built. It's got IPX4 grade sweatproof and waterproof technology. So if you get these a little wet, don't worry about it. You also have the godforsaken ear tips. I will never ever get used to this standard. I hate them personally. There's nothing wrong with them on the dash. It's just that I just hate these things, how you have to jam them in your ear. I never get a size that fits me, which is why these are nice, because they have these nice clips on the side that are a little bit flexible right here. And it's great because I've been able to jog with these things. I've been able to rock my head around to my music. They have not fallen off my ears. They are great in that regard. And you're also getting a couple cool little accessories here. You get some extra ear tips as well as some bigger ones. You're getting a split micro USB cord because they do charge via micro USB. Nice little tentacle right there. And then you're getting a fairly solid and hard carrying case, which is really, really nice. I gotta say, all around with this product, it's a really good buy for 50 bucks if you're looking for a Bluetooth headset. Obviously, there's more cheaper and probably even better headsets out there, but for the price, you really can't argue. I mean, yeah, sure, you can get those Apple AirPods for $169, but you know, again, they're $169. You can maybe get a $40 headset that's really durable and will probably have better battery life, but hey, you're not getting this really small form factor. That's really what you're paying for here, a quality, small, form factor. Alright, finally we have the beast from AOC. We have a just above 720p portable monitor. It has 8 milliseconds gray to gray response time. It's about 16 inches, 16:9 aspect ratio, and honestly, we can do a lot better in the portable monitor industry, but there's nothing really that comes cheaper than this, which is a little unfortunate. I think it's still a really decent monitor if you plan on editing documents, or if you do a bit of light gaming on it, you need just a second monitor. If you want to use this one, a bigger screen for your primary one. Now, there are better monitors out there, some from Cepitcs, but those are ludicrously more expensive. What's nice about this one is that all it requires is one cable for power and data, which is a USB 3.0 port. You get a nice little cable that can also split out into USB 2, so if you want to just use two USB 2 ports to power this thing, well, you're also good to go there. You don't have to plug it in with any display connectors, so you are only using one cord, but that does leave it limited to what devices you can use to right now. Pretty much PC and some versions of Linux. There's some weird workarounds for it. I'll have a link in the description for where you can get the drivers. You have a 75 by 75 millimeter VESA wall mount. What's annoying about this thing is that you have this, while nice, stand here. It gets in the way of the VESA mount. So if you want to put this thing in a wall mount, you're probably going to be fine. But if you want to attach a mini computer like a NUC on the back of this thing, yeah, that is a bit of a problem. You're going to have to use these two and then some Velcro adhesive over here. But the stand is pretty good quality. I've dropped this entire unit once and it didn't crack or anything. There's the USB 3 power port. As for the resolutions, well, you've got 640 by 480, 800 by 600, 1024 by 768, and 1366 by 768, which is not great. It's all in extended mode at 60 Hertz, 8 watts of power consumption, and 1 watt for standby mode, and it weighs just under 3 pounds. And of course, you have the vertical option for the kickstand. So overall, it's not a bad product. It also, right now, only works officially with Windows 8 and 10, and I gotta say, I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I've read a lot of notes when I'm doing these videos from it. It's a nice big old screen, but for the most part, the viewing angles are pretty abysmal. You don't want to do any editing on this thing. In fact, I'll show you right now. Alright, so here we go. So it doesn't have too many issues with glare, as you can see here. However, when you start to tilt it, I can just get it on camera here. Yeah, it's not exactly great. Side to side is not too bad, but up and down, yeah, you're definitely not going to be wanting to do a lot of editing on this thing because of the color accuracy issues. It's not a bad monitor, and I do feel like this area of the market could be expanded a lot more. And if you want better monitors, there are some from Cepitcs that have really good color accuracy. But for this one, if you want to do some light gaming, some, reading off a document or typing something up or even reading a book, it's not bad. I just really wish it was a touch screen, but unfortunately it is not. If it was, that would be a great buy for pretty much anyone, to have this thing as a little e-reader. Hook this up to like a NUC on the back and just tilt it sideways and just go to town, have this nice big screen to read books on or do whatever, but alas, not the case. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Again, I'll have everything in the description below if you want to check it out. The Axgio Dash, the Cepitcs, and the AOC devices. I bought all of these with my own money, before anyone asks. I did not get a sponsorship to do this. And I actually did try to reach out to these companies, like, hey, can you send me these things to review? And they didn't respond, but I needed these things anyway for other reasons, as my stuff falls down over here. Anyway, good time to end a video. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Thanks.